Good evening. You're listening to Quiet Sleep Cat, a quiet place for gentle stories and slow rest. You don't need to focus. You don't need to follow every detail. Just relax and let the night carry the story for you. Tonight, we return to Moonlight Town, a town of warm lanterns, quiet streets, and small stories that move slowly. Moonlight Town looks almost the same every evening. Lanterns begin to glow one by one as the sky turns from deep blue to night. The wooden houses along the stone street light their small lamps. The bakery window glows softly. The post office lantern flickers to life. Everything follows a quiet rhythm, a rhythm the town has kept for many years. But tonight, the night clerk notices something small. One lantern is missing. It is the lantern that normally hangs at the corner near the little bridge. Not the largest lantern, not the brightest one. Just a simple round lantern with warm yellow light. The clerk pauses for a moment beneath the remaining lights. The hook where the lantern once hung is empty. Breath in and out. It does not feel alarming, only unusual. Moonlight Town is a place where small things rarely disappear. The clerk looks up and down the quiet street. Lanterns glow steadily along the houses. The bridge lantern shines across the water. The bakery lantern sways slightly in the evening air. Only one lantern is missing. The clerk continues walking slowly, letting the thought settle without rushing to solve it. Because in Moonlight Town, mysteries are rarely loud. They are usually gentle, and they unfold slowly. The bakery is still open when the clerk arrives. Warm light spills through the window onto the stone street. Inside, the baker is wiping flour from the wooden counter. The smell of bread rests softly in the air. Fresh loaves sit in a row, cooling quietly. The baker looks up and smiles in recognition. "Evening," he says gently. The clerk returns the greeting. "Have you noticed," the clerk asks softly, "that one of the lanterns near the bridge is missing tonight?" The baker pauses, not with worry, only with curiosity. He walks to the doorway and leans out slightly, looking down the street. He says, "You're right. That lantern is usually there." But the baker does not seem troubled. Instead, he folds a cloth slowly and places it beside the counter. "Lanterns sometimes move around here," he says. "Not by themselves, of course. But someone may have borrowed it." The clerk tilts their head slightly. "Borrowed?" The baker nods. "It happens when someone needs just a little more light for the evening. Sometimes for a walk, sometimes for a porch, sometimes for a small project." Breath in and out. The clerk thanks the baker and steps back outside. The bakery lantern sways gently above the door. If the lantern was borrowed, someone nearby must be using it tonight. And perhaps that soft trail of light can be followed. The clerk walks a little further along the street, letting the warm lantern light guide the way. Moonlight Town always feels different when you move slowly enough to notice it. The wooden houses hold the warmth of the day, and their lanterns glow like small, quiet stars. A gentle breeze moves through the street, soft enough that the lanterns sway only slightly. Each lantern glows with its own calm rhythm. Some lights are a little brighter. Some are a little softer. Breath in and out. The clerk pauses beside a small wooden bench that sits beneath a lantern near the bakery window. The bench has been there for many years. Sometimes travelers rest there. Sometimes neighbors share quiet conversations. Tonight, it is empty, but the warmth of the lantern above it makes the bench feel welcoming anyway. The clerk sits for a moment, not because the walk was tiring, but because the town invites stillness. The bakery window glows behind them, and the faint smell of bread lingers in the air. From here, the street stretches gently toward the bridge. Lanterns form a line of warm light leading into the quiet evening. Somewhere beyond those lights, one lantern is missing. But even that small absence does not disturb the calm. It simply becomes another small story waiting to unfold. Breath in and out. The night clerk walks slowly past the little bridge. Water moves quietly below. Lantern reflections ripple gently on the surface. Without the missing lantern, the corner feels slightly darker, but not empty, just quieter. Across the street, the clerk notices something subtle. A faint glow further down a narrow path. Not a house lantern, not a shop lantern, something smaller. The clerk follows the path slowly. Stone becomes packed earth. Lantern light fades behind them. Ahead, the faint glow becomes clearer. And then the clerk sees it. The missing lantern. It hangs from a simple wooden post near the edge of a small garden. The garden belongs to one of the oldest houses in town. A quiet house with climbing vines and a narrow porch. The lantern's warm light falls across rows of tiny seedlings in the soil. Someone is gardening late into the evening. An elderly man kneels beside the garden bed. He is placing small wooden markers into the soil. He looks up when he hears the clerk's footsteps. His expression is calm. "Ah," he says softly, "you found my lantern." The clerk smiles gently. "I thought it might be borrowed." The old man nods. "Only for tonight. The seedlings need a little light while I finish planting." Breathe in and out. The clerk watches the small garden. Rows of new plants rest quietly in the soil, each marked with a tiny wooden sign. "These will grow into lantern flowers," the old man says. "At least, that is what my granddaughter calls them." "Lantern flowers?" the clerk asks. The old man chuckles softly. "They glow orange in autumn, like little lanterns hanging from the stems. She loves them." The old man returns to the garden bed, continuing his careful work among the seedlings. The borrowed lantern hangs from the wooden post, spreading a warm circle of light over the soil. Within that small circle, the young plants look almost like tiny green stars. Each seedling rests quietly in its place. The soil is dark and soft, and the small wooden markers stand beside them. The old man presses the soil gently around the roots of one of the plants. Breath in and out. The garden is peaceful at night. No loud tools, no rushing footsteps. Only the quiet sound of earth being moved and the soft rustle of leaves in the evening air. The clerk stands nearby, watching the lantern light move gently across the rows. "Lantern flowers," the old man says again, almost to himself. "In autumn, they glow like small orange lanterns." He smiles faintly as he says it. "My granddaughter says the garden looks like a festival when they bloom." The clerk imagines the garden in autumn. Rows of glowing orange flowers, each one shining softly in the cool evening air. It must be beautiful. And even now, while the seedlings are still small, the garden already holds that quiet promise. Breath in and out. The lantern continues glowing above them, helping the garden grow in the gentle night. The old man continues placing markers in the soil. "Every year," he explains, "we plant these together." But she moved away this spring to study in another town. So this year, he gestures toward the lantern, "I borrowed a little extra light so the garden wouldn't feel empty." The clerk understands. Sometimes light is not only for seeing. Sometimes it is for remembering. Breathe in and out. The lantern glows softly above the garden. The seedlings rest in neat rows. The night air is calm. "I'll return the lantern before midnight," the old man says. "The town should keep its lights." The clerk nods. "Take your time." The clerk leaves the garden slowly. Behind them, the borrowed lantern continues glowing above the tiny plants. The path returns to the stone street. Lanterns line the road once more. Step, then another step, then another. Breath in and out. Sometimes, a missing lantern is not a problem. Sometimes, it is simply helping someone else light a small corner of the night. And tomorrow evening, the lantern will likely return quietly to its hook, just as it always has. The clerk slows down near the bridge, watching the lantern light stretch across the water. The stream flows quietly beneath the wooden rails, carrying reflections of the lanterns along its surface. Each reflection moves slowly, stretching and softening with the gentle current. The missing lantern would normally shine here, just above the corner of the bridge. But tonight, its light rests in the small garden instead. And somehow, that feels perfectly natural. Breath in and out. The clerk leans lightly against the bridge railing, letting the quiet sounds of the town settle. Somewhere down the street, a door closes softly. A window curtain shifts. A lantern sways gently in the breeze. Moonlight Town never rushes through its nights. Every sound, every small movement takes its time. The clerk watches the water for a moment longer. Lantern reflections drift slowly downstream, like quiet thoughts that do not need to stay. Then the clerk straightens, turns back toward the post office, and continues the slow walk home. Warm lantern light follows along the street, and the town grows calmer with every step. Breath in and out. The clerk returns to the post office. The lamp glows low on the counter. Letters rest neatly in their trays. Outside, the town breathes slowly. Lanterns glowing, stone streets resting, water moving beneath the bridge. Breath in and out. Somewhere in a quiet garden, a lantern shines above tiny seedlings. And in autumn, those seedlings will glow like small orange lights. Moonlight Town keeps many gentle stories. Tonight, this is one of them. And you can rest now,